Good afternoon. So I videoed all of the work on this, and guess what happened? They got messed up. Can't view them, can't do anything with them. They're just like glitchy. So I'm just gonna make this quick video. I put axle seals in it on both, not hard. I put new brake lines. I think it's NiCad or something like that. I can't remember it. Cleaned them up. I don't want any leaks, any issues. Don't worry about that little right there. It'll be fine. It is a GT4 rear end, but it has the G80 code, which is an Eaton something locker. So they call it a locker, but it's not a locker. It's sheer garbage. I mean, that's really what it is. Old axle seal. You can tell it was leaking. So that's why I decided to put new ones in. Kept all my hardware. Stripped it down. I'll keep the calipers, put them up there for spares. They move. They're pretty nice. The springs, I just replaced them, so I'm not really going to dick with it. I'm going to put the sway bars in off of mine. So what started this is I called around. Local wrecking yard had this rear end, low miles. The only problem is yes, it's low miles, but it was junked about 3 years ago and was sitting in the dirt. So that's why it's all rusty so bad. I didn't have to replace anything. I could have just threw it in the way it was. But it's easy to replace all this stuff when it's out. And I don't like the look of that already. Looks like I got a drip. Seals in there. It might just be I dropped that seal in a bucket full of oil, so that's probably what that is. So I'll swap this in there probably this coming weekend. Everything is, I'm not going to do e-brakes. These are so seized up. Mine doesn't work on the truck on it now, so I ain't going to mess with it. These are the the brake line that was on it. I mean, you can just see it. It was just like this. Not even attached, nothing. You know, I don't care normally about a bunch of stuff. Oh, but I wanted this thing to be done and done right. Don't want an issue. I also got a bumper, so it's not all bent up. I got a new driver's seat and a door. You can see that's the old door that I had on it, black, because it was T-boned. This is the bumper now. I got new lights, new grill. I mean, I'm not going to make this thing perfect, but it's going to be a nice vehicle. I mean, we've had it for 2 years now. Amazon special headlights. No, I mean, this stuff was kind of expensive, but I mean, you're at the mercy of junkyards. The only other rear end I found was out of a wrecked truck. Well, wrecked Suburban, and it had 300,000 miles on it. So more than likely the rear end was garbage in that. I'm not thrilled about the G80, but beggars can't be choosers. And we're going to keep the old rear end, throw a new set of spider gears in it, and stick it out back on the back 40 for right now. Sorry for it was going to be my longest video yet, but it just didn't work out that way. It'll all be alright. We'll work on it another time. The axle seals are real easy. C-clips inside, pull those out, pull your axle shaft out, screw drive, knock that out, and you're good. just crimped this on that old Suburban. We'll get this through there. I'll probably just combine this video with the video of us switching this out. I'm gonna try to get I would like to get a GoPro, and that way we can just do a time lapse or figure it out and time lapse it so you can just see it as I do it. I won't talk too much or explain. Alright guys, probably see you next weekend. Good afternoon. 03 Suburban. I'm going to be changing that rear axle. So I'm not going to film as much as I'd like, but first thing we're going to do, take the shocks completely off, take the sway bar end links completely out on each side. We're on the driver's side now, and we'll disconnect the e-brake cable, climb up under there and disconnect the drive shaft. And we will, that way with this all out, we can pull the spring out. And we'll do one side at a time, and that way we can lower the rear end down. Hopefully we'll have this out in a day and get the new one put in. Alright, so what I did, 14 millimeter, I loosened this up and I was able to slide my e-brake cable out. My e-brake cables, I broke them. New axle don't have an e-brake. I mean, I can, but they never work. They're junk. So I'm not even going to bother wasting my time. I'm going to go under here. We're going to take this drive shaft loose real quick. That was a 14 millimeter. I held it with a crescent wrench. And then I'm going to use I think an 11. No. Break these loose. Let me get an 11. I'm all about. All right. Let's see. Yeah, it's an 11 millimeter. I actually have a good ratchet on this one this time. If you know me, I don't normally have a good ratchet, but I have one good ratchet. So we're gonna pop these U-joints or pop these clasps loose, and then we'll take this thing right out and tape the U-joint ends so they don't come loose. And I'm not even gonna pull it out of the transmission. I'm just gonna let it sit there. All right, I'll get you back when that's done. So we're back. Sway bar end links removed on both sides. 19 millimeter takes it out. Shock bottom bolt. That was a 21. I don't have a 21. I'll get one to put it in because this one I'll actually torque. I know, right? That's a rarity. Both sides are disconnected, so now we're going to remove the leaf springs. Coil springs. So, you remember this jack I bought for the Jeep? So, this is what we're going to use to move it around. We're going to go down. We're going to get it all the way down so we can pull these springs out. And I'm using this jack instead of a floor jack, so that way I can slide it out that way. So, we'll go down. Watch all of our lines. That one stretched really hard. So I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut these brake lines on the new axle. I put new brake lines. So I'm gonna cut those and I'm gonna crimp the brake line coming down. Well, I might not need to do that. I don't know, we'll see what I do. I'm gonna go ahead and raise it back up, get the pressure off that brake line. And I'm going to cut those and remove that little, I think it's a proportioning valve or a transfer valve. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love this jack. but I kind of just wish they would have made it easier to remove. All right, I'm gonna take that valve loose and I'll get back with you. All right, take two. I got a pair of Mac hose clamps on it, and I just disconnected it from the axle and I cut the lines. I'm gonna move you because I keep hitting you with my hat. So now we're just gonna take our handy dandy jack and go down. Go slow. We're gonna watch. Okay, so we're all the way off on pressure. So what we're gonna do is go back up and hold it. And now that we're off on our pressure, we can actually, ow! Don't get your finger caught in the rotor. There's my pry bar. There it is. I'm gonna move you, show you how I do this side. Shove the pry bar in. Don't punch yourself in the mouth. This is the side I had to use that compressor. I'm trying to think. Looking at this. I popped myself right in the mouth. So we'll take a pry bar. Let's see if we can. There it is. Coil spring out on this side. Gonna go over, pull the other side coil spring out. And we got this bolt on this, and I'm gonna suspend that up. Then we have this bar, and then this bar on both sides. And this thing should come right out. All right, let me get you back. All right, passenger side, I got all my bolts loose and ball wires. So I'm gonna take this top one loose, and we'll take the bottom one, and we'll save this back drag link or whatever you want to call it for last. I'm just gonna snip that cord off. You can see, well, let me find my dikes. There they are. You can see, when I bought this thing, gas tank was hanging on. It was a joke. But I got a heck of a deal, could not pass it up. All right, so I'm gonna try to, sorry, I know. Look through this. Take this bolt loose. Just so you know, there's lighter impacts too. This thing is a fucking monster. Oh, and of course I left my screwdriver and hammer on the other side. So, I'm going to use my multi-tool. Multi-tool. Let that go up. Put my bolt in so I don't forget which way it goes. Ugh, sorry. I'm working by myself. Should be able to get that with an extension. I'm going to take my lower arm off. About to do something I don't like to do. And that is crawl underneath what I'm about to take off. Hook onto this bracket here. Now, you'd want to be more careful if you're going to save e-brake and all that. I'm not going to do it. Like I said, it never worked since we've owned it. Why make it work? Why spend all this money to make an e-brake work that we'll use maybe once every 4 fucking years, and the time we gotta make it and use it, it won't work. Damn. All right. Good old chickens. All right, so ready for the last bolt. Like I said, you guys might be able to do this better than I can because you have better tools. I have junk tools. The best tool I got. I mean, I got a couple of good tools. And if I need a good tool, I will spend the money and buy the good tool. Don't get me wrong. Last bolt. Right here. And right here. Oh. Maybe you seen where that nut went. I didn't. Found it. Put it back in there. Pry bar. Got this arm loose. There it is. so you can see it. I'm going to go over and do the exact same thing to the other side, and I'm going to pop that e-brake clip off up there. Alright, I'm free. You can see why. I mean, this little jack, it's holding it perfect. So what I'll do is I'll run over to the other side, jack it all the way down. I need to take off this vent still. I'll take it all the way down and just slide it on out. I mean, easy as pie. Vent loose. I'll leave you recording. Oh. Tell you what, when you get over 30 years old, everything just hurts. Oh, come on. There, that's all. Come on, come down. There you are. And like I said, this jack, all I'm gonna do is just push it up towards you. Enough effortless. Effortless. Well, I'm hung up on the shock. And of course I get it stuck again. There you go, guys. She's out. Welcome back to part 2. Shitbox edition. No. So, now we got our used rear end on the jack. Old one's just thrown over here. Sway bar, I'll flip it up and get the sway bar out. My main goal is to get this thing in. Like I said before, one-handed. The wife and kids had to help me get it onto this jack, but everything other than that is me. I mean, I could have done it by myself, but this is way easier. Hey Ben, yes? Since I have help standing out here, will you go out here and push this rear end in? Hold my side, and we're going to push it forward towards the front of the truck. All right, needs to go to you. All right, so now we'll just jack up on the jack, get it up higher, and then Ben will put his bolt in on that side, and I'll put my bolt in over here, pull these down and get them in. These. I'll get back with you. All right. So I'm going to put you here so you can watch me struggle. Push her in forward, Ben. All right, let me get my bolt in and then...
All right, that's yours. What is funny?
Go forward with your end. let me see. Multi-tool. Let me grab a hammer. Then start our nut. There you go. Do the exact same thing on the other side. Then we're gonna get these bars in. All right, you can do this all yourself, but it is way easier when you have help. And I just so happen I have my oldest son out here helping me. So now I'm gonna pull this up. Uh-oh. I need to go down with the jack. You see how it's not lining up? So if I go down with the jack, it'll change the angle. Let me go down with it real quick then. All right. Pry bar. There we go. And it went in. I'm gonna go over and help him because he still is learning on all this stuff. Well, let's see if he can get it. All right, Ben, you gotta pull down. And I'm gonna just help him flex it. Oh, it's okay, just try again. You're gonna wanna put that bolt in your hand though. That way you're not trying to fumble for it. All right, get it like that and then get your nut. So put your bolt in your hand. Here, just push down on it and I'll raise the rear end up to you. There you go. Once you get it kind of started, it's easy. It's a lot, I know there's a force, but you got to think it's supporting the rear end on its angles. Is there a small, there should be a small flathead screwdriver in there.
This?
Yep. It's right there, that green one is outside the bag. So, what you're gonna do is you're gonna come from the backside with that screwdriver and push it through that way. No, that hole right there, yep. So when you push down on that bar, you'll push that screwdriver through and the screwdriver will hold it and then you can get your bolt on the other side. You gotta pull it out. All right, now, can you jam that in there? There you go. Go all the way through it. All right, that's good. So now you see, I don't know if you can see it that well. Now get your bolt. Can you fit it in the hole? Move the screwdriver. If you pry up or on it or down and like that, you see how the hole lined up? And then you can push the screwdriver out while you're pushing the bolt in. See? Tap it in with the hammer. There you go. There it is. Easy squeezy, eh?
Yep.
All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to crawl up under here and get that, whatever you want to call it, more like a drag link. We'll get that drag link in. I'm going to take the jack out because we don't need it anymore. That is how easy it goes in. And everything else, you can watch my video on how to put the springs in, attach your U-joint, and I took this off for weight, but reattach all your brakes. And I mean, it's done. If I had a full day to work on this, I'd have finished it. And I mean, that's how easy. It's not easy, don't get me wrong. It was a pain in the ass, but not that bad. Alright guys, if this helped you at all, like and subscribe, comment if you need to know anything else. Have a great day.